change over time, but one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal.
And a good morning to you from the WROI studios. March the 14th, 45 degrees as we welcome Tanner to the program. Good morning, Tanner.
Morning, Randy. How we doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing good.
Did you get some sleep all right?
A little bit.
It was a late night for you Boilermakers.
Yeah, a little late.
Making sure you're all right. I check all my fellow Hoosiers, you know.
I laughed when it came out 9 o'clock tip. I'm like, it's not going to be 9 o'clock tip, let's be honest.
Right.
The game went a little long, so.
And it'll be late tonight.
Yep.
So.
Well, at least it's the weekend.
Yeah.
Starting later today, so. But no, all good. 45 degrees, gotta love it at 7:33 in the morning.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's going to change
Looks
this
like,
weekend
sure.
a little bit, but looks like it comes back next week.
Yeah, so it's been nice to get this little sample of some warm weather, and
Definitely getting the pitchers and baseball, softball players in the mood to get outside, and the golfers as well.
Yep. So a lot of golf courses have opened for play,
Yeah.
and if not, they will be here very soon, I believe. So, and then what did I see? MLB. Well, I know the Dodgers and Cubs technically start the season in Japan here for 2 games, and then they go back to spring training, which is really odd.
That is odd.
But the actual season's going to be starting here in about 2 weeks for everybody.
Countdown's on.
Yeah. Everybody's got hope right now.
Yes. The Cubs are still in it right now.
So are the White Sox for their fans. that might change in like a week.
That's going to say, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes before that ends.
Yeah, but it'll be fun to track. But fun time of year if you're a sports fan, particularly a basketball fan.
Oh yeah.
In March Madness has kicked off. The NCAA tournament selection show will be Sunday night. We'll find out who's in, who's out, where everybody's going, what their seeding is, matchups.
Of course, I still see NCAAs talking about adding more teams. It's like we're just going to invite everybody now.
I think this year is an example why they shouldn't. The bubble's pretty weak.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's going to be
take it backwards if they're going to do anything.
just leave it alone. I know they want more money.
No.
Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's good at 68. I like the one who's 64.
Right.
So yeah.
Those playing games. Have some friends we've been talking about,
Yeah.
and it'll be interesting to see
Yes,
because more than likely they're going to get their one playing game and their one in the 68, and they're
Most likely.
be done.
Yeah. But
They're all pretty weak.
I brought some trivia this morning that was basketball related. With the Big Ten tournament going on, I thought I would make it Big Ten tournament related. What Big Ten school has won the most men's Big Ten tournament championships? I'll give you 4 choices here. Is it A, Wisconsin, B, Illinois, C, Ohio State, or D, Michigan State? See, I didn't put Purdue or Indiana in there.
Yeah, well, we knew that would just be a throw-off.
Because really, they both have a losing record in the Big Ten tournament. I mean, Purdue's won 2 of them, but besides that, they've struggled. They made the championship, I guess, 4 times total. But besides those 4, they've really struggled. And Indiana's really struggled, and it's only making the championship 1 time.
Yeah.
And it's, one fascinating stat about the Big Ten tournament started in 1998, and then that inaugural year, Purdue and Indiana met up. Yeah. They've never met up since in the Big Ten tournament.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just wow. Now with 18 teams.
And now with 18, there's probably a good chance it won't. Yeah.
And every time it looked like they're going to, either one of them lost or both of them lost. And it's just very strange.
Now we'll just see how long it is before IU doesn't even make the tournament now that they have.
I wouldn't go that far. But,
well, if they don't get things straightened out.
But, I mean, it's interesting though, like Nebraska. I mean, they lost their last 5 to not make the Big Ten tournament. They were technically on the bubble. I've never seen a bubble team not be in their conference tournament. So
makes it interesting.
Yeah, it does.
We'll see too if they change the tournament around to get everybody involved as they continue to probably grow. I'm going to guess in the next couple of years
I think 20.
More.
I think 20 is the number they want to ultimately get. I just don't know who those other 2 schools are.
Now, since they're coast to coast,
it doesn't matter now. It's probably whoever gets mad at their current conference and wants out. So, but looking around the state for college basketball, well, first off, high school basketball is still going on. Regionals. in action this weekend. I know locally you don't really have any teams still
Just,
playing,
like I said,
but
Manchester out of the conference, so
Yeah.
wish them best of luck.
I want to give luck to the defending 4A champion Fishers
Yeah,
Tigers.
Yeah.
2010 RHS graduate Wanger, good friend of myself, his Tigers are hot, so hopefully they can keep it going.
They had a little scare in the championship,
sure.
but hey, that's nothing wrong with that.
Yep, they're used to that.
Builds character.
They're used to that tough schedule,
Yeah.
and so they play down in Frankfurt, the Frankfurt regional this weekend. So
Down to hot dogs.
Yep. So good luck to them. But within the state college basketball, hasn't been the best week. Notre Dame got ousted, I think Wednesday it was, by North Carolina. Butler lost yesterday to St. John's by 21 points.
That's bad.
Thad Monta's coming back, he says. So
Yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised. I thought he might just retire again.
Yeah. We'll see.
But I think he wants to right the ship, try to right the ship and get it on.
Get somebody underneath him maybe to take over.
Yeah. So.
Get it going.
Yeah, because that's one thing. They don't really have a secession plan right now. Butler's always had one of those, and I don't know if they have
They'll
one.
be quickly working on it on the
I think so.
here.
I think so. And then Indiana lost to Oregon yesterday. Kicked off the games in the Big Ten tournament. Now they'll probably be sweating it out this Selection Sunday a little bit.
So it'll be interesting.
But I think it'll come down to what other bubble teams do. North Carolina, Texas. There's a few others out there. So.
Yep.
So and then Purdue escaped hard-fought battle against USC last night, which they saw themselves down 10 at one point in the game. I got the 5-point win, and now they'll play the late game tonight against Michigan, a team they split with. Blew them out at Purdue, and then lost a close one up at Michigan. So, and Purdue's actually a 2.5-point favorite, which surprised me a little bit when I saw it this morning, to be honest. But the whole slate of Big Ten games should be good today: Oregon, Michigan State, Wisconsin, UCLA, and Illinois, Maryland. So, all chalk so far, top 8 seeds. But
Illinois hitting the over the century mark last night.
Won 106 to 94, so it was the most combined points in a Big Ten tournament game. I mean, if you liked offense, that was a game for you. If you liked defense, you didn't want to watch.
You didn't see
there was
much.
a lot of threes being thrown up. And Fran McCaffrey got ejected yesterday, which
Poor guy.
I think, if I'm going on, I think that's probably the last game we see him coach for Iowa. I think a split would be good for the two. He's been there about 15 years. And I thought in his pregame interview with the commentator, I thought he was really short. So I'm like, he's in a weird mood. And when he got tossed, he had his hand in his pocket. He must have said something pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because it was a quick tech. And then the second one, if you can read lips, you know what he said on the second one. He was ready. And then he gave a gesture going off the court. So I think he knows his time's probably done.
Yeah.
So he's making a statement.
Going out with a bang.
I feel bad for his players, though.
Right.
When it happened, they were down 9 and they had the ball.
Oh,
so it wasn't like, and there was plenty of game left,
Right.
and then you literally give Illinois 4 free throws on the ball. It crushed them. So, but
Timing.
oh, March, gotta love it.
Yes,
Gotta love
crazy
it.
things
And,
happen.
high school spring sports right around the corner.
They are.
So practices will be
Seeing
starting.
baseball and softball out, enjoying the summer, or the summer-like weather.
Summer
here.
weather.
Yeah.
And
70s.
spring break, I know, is kicking off
Yep.
soon. So for law schools.
Yeah. Everybody will be heading out, and
Yep.
as soon as they get back, the official practice
Yes,
start.
yes. We got some tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1923, U.S. President Warren G. Harding became the first president to pay taxes.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was a little late, but
Yeah, no kidding.
and didn't have too many positive on this day, so it was pretty short this week. But on this day in 2019, Google announced one of its employees had broken the world record for calculating pi.
No.
It's today's Pi Day.
Right,
You're going for
right.
it. 31.4 trillion digits on Pi Day using Google Cloud. in 2019.
Jeez.
That's a lot of digits.
That is a lot of digits. I feel sorry for the guy that had to count them.
No kidding. Today is National Write Your Story Day, National Children's Craft Day, World Sleep Day, National Pi Day, just referencing that, International Day of Mathematics, I guess that goes into play with that too,
Yeah.
National Learn About Butterflies Day,
Okay.
and National Potato Chip Day.
Ah.
I almost made a trivia question around potato chips.
No, that one is surprising.
But I just did cereal last week. I
Right.
didn't want to do two food. But what, you got a favorite kind of potato chip?
Oh, depends on the mood.
Yeah.
Depends what you're eating with them. You
Yeah.
know, if it's just as a snack, or if you're barbecue with the
Yeah.
sandwich are usually pretty good. But
Yeah.
if you're just looking for a snack to dip in, you gotta have the Ruffles.
Right,
And,
with some ridges there.
yeah, you gotta have some strong chips as you're dipping.
How about you, Todd? And
Yeah, I
Todd
was gonna say
Zeltwanger?
Ruffles too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorites too.
Todd Zeltwanger, who is the Director of Fund Development for Cultivate Food Rescue, joining us this morning. I got some upcoming events going on around the community. Fulton County Chamber of Commerce is holding a going away type event today, right next door here from the radio station at the Chamber office from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
They said come in and enjoy some cake and some laughs and
Share some stories.
yeah, share some stories and wish the ladies best of luck
Yes. Move on.
as they move on to future endeavors. So, and thank you to both ladies for everything they've done for the chamber as well. Dreddy's Place is holding a Dine and Donate event this Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This month's cash-only free will donation will benefit Joe's Hope and Fulton County Habitat for Humanity. Dine-in and carry-outs available as well as curbside service. Rochester's Truck Center is the meal sponsor this month, and Creighton Brothers is the egg sponsor. So if you're looking for a good breakfast on
Oh,
Sunday,
definitely.
go to Dreddy's Place and support two great organizations there. And we got a new business opening up in town, a salon slash thrift clothing and goods store right across from the bank. Ribbon cutting is this afternoon with an open house next Saturday, March 22nd, from 11 to 3.
All right.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Always great to see new businesses.
Exactly. So, yes. Well, First Federal, we are open from 8:30 to 5 today, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download, no matter if you have an Android device or Apple device. Go to your App Store, Google Play Store, type in First Federal Savings Bank or FFSB or FFSB Rochester, all three work. And look for the white star with the green background, and you're halfway there. And our ATM's open 24/7 as well if you need some cash. And if you're traveling this weekend, maybe you're going to some regional basketball games, maybe you're going down to Indianapolis for the Big Ten tournament. And if you're in the area where there's not a First Federal ATM, no need to worry. You can use the MoneyPass network, or part of the MoneyPass network, I should say. Go to moneypass.com, find the ATMs that are on the MoneyPass network, and you can use any of those ATMs. You won't get charged a surcharge fee. So it works pretty easily.
Very handy, especially if you're
nice.
headed to spring break.
Yeah, another good one. Yes, absolutely. We offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. When you open up a new checking account, you get a free gift. And we got a new gift to show off here on Facebook Live this
yes.
week. We got a basketball cutting board.
Yes. Perfect timing.
So pretty fitting with the timing. And we've done a football cutting board in the past, but never done a basketball one. And they seem to be going over pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
I know the Martha Stewart knives went over well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yes, they did.
Hopefully
So-
the basketball cutting board will be right there with
Yeah,
us.
so far so
At the
good with
knife, you
that.
gotta have a cutting board with knives, right?
With the gift selection so far in 2025.
Yeah.
So and if you're wanting that gift real bad and you're thinking, I really don't want to open up another checking account, you can get it with just referring a friend.
Yes.
You can refer a friend in person or online, and when your friend comes in to open up an account, they'll get they'll get the cutting board or a $10 Amazon gift card if they'd rather have that for opening up the account. And you'll get one as well just for referring them. So,
Perfect.
pretty easy process.
Yeah. If you
And
need more than one, just keep referring your friends.
yeah, absolutely. There's no limit. There's no limit. If you're looking to buy a home, contact Ben Dalton or Stacey Wilson at our Rochester branch, Ryan Austin at our Winnemac branch. Get pre-approved. Our pre-approval process, there's no fees with that. It's free. So come in, talk with them, and they'll get you all set up and see how we can help you and your family with your mortgage lending needs. If you're looking for commercial lending or if your business is looking for a type of commercial lending, you can contact Zach Reuter at 574-223-1731. And if you're thinking about retiring, want to move over a 401k, get an IRA going, those types of things, contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of our Financial Services Department for more information. They'd be happy to help you. Their direct line's 574-223-1705. And you can keep up to date with the latest going on at First Federal Savings Bank by liking us on Facebook, following us on X and Instagram. Our handle on there is at FFBanky. Liking us on LinkedIn and subscribing to our YouTube channel, which you can see an archive of the First Federal radio shows dating back to 2018. So, and I see that Facebook now has implemented where your video past 30 days, your live videos are gone.
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad we got them stored there on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
no kidding.
people can go back
Good
there
call.
and check them out. If you don't know why Facebook, well, I think
Yes.
Todd and I were talking about this. It's a storage problem probably
Right.
on
Oh,
their
yeah.
end. So.
Yeah.
But,
They don't want to add more capabilities.
but it wasn't really like a big announcement. All of a sudden you log into Facebook one day and just have something pop up there
Yeah.
at the top. Oh, okay. Well, all right. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. And our NMLS number is 399927.
That makes us legal,
Makes
ready
us
to go.
legal
For
and-
the fun part.
Yes, the fun part of the program, which we welcome Todd Zeltwanger, who is the Director of Fund Development for Cultivate Food Rescue. Morning, Todd.
Tanner, good morning, sir. So it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. I really appreciate you asking me to come again.
Yeah, you're not a stranger to this show.
Am I in the archives back to 2018 somewhere?
Yes, yeah, a couple different
Oh,
times
I've
on
aged.
there. But
Yeah.
always love having you on and talking about Cultivate Food Rescue and all the great work you guys are doing. So,
Thank you.
first off, how was 2024 for Cultivate?
Well, 2024 was a banner year. We had so much, our fiscal year actually runs July 1 to June 30.
Okay.
But so in that fiscal year, the previous one, we rescued a total of 2.5 million pounds of food in that year, and now we'll be 8 years old coming up in July this year. So we started out in year one at 50,000 pounds for the whole year,
Wow.
and now we're at 2.5 million in 7 years, and so we're right now looking at coming up this coming June 30th at about 6 million pounds, Tanner, and the reason for that increase is because we did a capital campaign a couple years ago, a $10 million campaign that we were able to raise the funds to build a new 22,000 square foot cold storage facility right in our campus.
Wow.
And 2/3 of it's a freezer, 1/3 of it's a refrigerator. So if you ever come up to South Bend and see your folks in the Mishawaka
Yes.
branch up there, and they've been over to volunteer before,
Yes, they have.
and even some of your Bremen folks, and we really appreciate that. But now we can say yes to semi-truckload quantities of perishable, nutritious food that's out there that in the past we would have to say no to because we didn't have the room for it.
Right. Makes sense. And that's, you hate to say no.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do. Because a lot of times that food just go right into a landfill.
Yeah, right to the waste.
And we waste, 20% of what's in a landfill is food waste.
Wow.
20%.
I did not realize that.
No,
And,
me neither.
And that creates methane gas and other issues in the environment. So kind of our mission is to reduce food waste and help feed the food insecure folks in St. Joe, Elkhart, and Marshall County mainly, but we have other partners. The Milford Food Bank is one of them, and they serve some of the other peripheral counties there. And it's just amazing to me since I've worked there to see all the food that's out there in the system. You know, you just don't realize how much food is actually out there that, for whatever reason, doesn't get used. And yet we have hungry, food insecure people in our own neighborhoods. It's like we gotta, and that's what Cultivate was created to do, is be the logistics of how do you get that food into one main hub, break it down, and then get it back out to people that need it. Because we're serving about 200 pantries, soup kitchen type places in the 3 counties now, where they can go online every day to our website and see what we have available to order. They order it free of charge, and it can be bulk food. It can be we have in the summertime and all potatoes, fruits, vegetables, some of the healthier foods. And just like Amazon, you know, they order it, we get it ready, we put it on a pallet, they come to our facility, pick it up, take it back to their pantry, and get it out to people who need it. And so it's been an incredible ride to see the growth and what we've been able to do in about 8 years.
Yeah, and what an easy process you made for them, it sounds like. And I'm sure 8 years ago, the process looked completely different.
Yes, oh, no doubt. Oh, I look back to the time when we first started. I mean, we were hauling around totes of food we'd go to rescue at a place. Nelson's Chicken was a place that we rescued right from the beginning. And we'd go to those events and bring that food back and cart it around in a van. And now we have 26-foot refrigerated trucks, 3 of them, 2 refrigerated vans that go and make pickups all the time. And so, yeah, we're serving this school year currently 1,500 students.
Wow.
And they're each receiving 6 of these frozen TV dinners, if you will, every single weekend. So that's 9,000 meals a week, all put together by volunteers, all made with food that would have been thrown away.
That's amazing.
So, you think about the concept, it's not rocket science, right? What we're doing, it's not, but to make it all happen, you have to have, we couldn't do it without our donors. The First Federal Savings Bank has been an amazing donor every year. You're one of our partners that we can count on. And then the volunteers. We had about 10,000 volunteers last year that came in, and that's worth about 15 full-time employees for free.
Yeah.
And that allows us to do this.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Todd, what do those meals consist of?
They can be breakfast, lunch, dinner. It can be like this one here is chicken baked, Italian pasta, and vegetables.
Wow.
And we get a lot of food from Notre Dame. A lot of the home football games there, we rescue from the suites up there. So a lot of that, it's not peanut butter and jelly there. I mean, that's really good food made by some of the best chefs in the community. And we get a lot of the Starbucks breakfast sandwiches and Chick-fil-A. Did you know, here's a trivia question for you. If if they make a Chick-fil-A sandwich and they don't sell it within 20 minutes, they can't sell it.
I did not know that.
Wow.
So they put that aside for us.
Oh, that's great.
And that's what we rescue. So we go in, so we just see pans of the French fry, waffle fries,
Yeah.
and the filet patties are in there, and that's all, that we can put into our meals. So we also do breakfast, oatmeal, whatever it might be. So we try to give the student 2 breakfasts and 4 lunch dinners every weekend in their pack.
Wow.
So that they can microwave those meals at home. It gives them what they need over the weekend so they can come back Monday morning to school ready to learn. I don't know how you do well in school on an empty stomach on
no,
Monday. We're
no.
not thinking about math class,
Yeah, no.
right, on Monday. You're thinking about where am I going to get my next meal?
And Mondays are a bear anyway.
They're hard
let alone,
anyhow.
let alone
Yeah.
when you're starving.
Just think how, you'd be grumbling, complaining,
Yeah.
I didn't eat all weekend, and I didn't think there was an issue. When I started here, I was so blessed in my life to never have food insecurity be a part of my life, but I hear stories and I know of situations, sometimes no fault of the family, just
Yeah.
circumstances have happened, and so these meals have been a bridge to help these kids. They eat breakfast and lunch at the school Monday through Friday, but then the weekends are like, am I going to eat or not?
Yeah.
And so these 6 meals help get them through, and so it's been rewarding for me personally to be a part of this and to see the way people in our communities have come together and said, we believe in what you're doing. Our vision is no neighbor hungry, no food wasted. 6 words everybody can remember, and we're pushing. I said 6 million pounds. Our goal is to eventually 20 million pounds of food a year to rescue, and we now have that capability because of the new cold storage facility that's in operation.
Well, now I'd say in 8 years, going from 50,000 to 6 million.
Yeah.
You're on your way.
Well, I think it's about 200% year-over-year growth. In our donations, our food, and volunteers. I mean, that's a pretty hefty pace there to try to keep up. And you get the emails, the calls from places that say, "Boy, if it wasn't for you guys." And now we're serving veterans too.
Oh, great.
There's a Jackie Walorski clinic up there in Mishawaka. Now we're able to get meals over there, and it's making a difference in a lot of people's lives. So, I don't know what before us, where they were getting help from, but I'm sure people were, but now we're just making it easier because we're trying to get that food that was otherwise thrown away now back and getting it to people.
So with that cold facility that you have now, obviously you want to get to that big number.
Yeah.
Will you have to add more storage, or did you build it with that in mind?
With that in mind,
Okay.
yeah, I think we're fine there. We may outgrow that at some point where you start to think, well, do we need to add another one somewhere else? I know there's other communities that have reached out to us and said, boy, could we start a Cultivate here? I know Fort Wayne's one of them, actually, Tanner, that we've had conversations with, and I don't know where that's going to go, but eventually we want to get to 5,000 students a week. We're at 1,500 now, and then again, the 20 million pounds of food a year. But who knows how many pantries that'll help, and how many counties we can get into that are around us. And so but again, my job in fund development is because we don't sell any food to people, we don't generate revenue. So you're totally 100% based, and we've had so many generous individuals, companies, churches, service clubs, foundations, a lot of grants, and that's going to have to grow because we're going to have to add people and more trucks to be able to get more food in and get it back out.
Well, and speaking of trying to get funds, you got a big golf tournament coming
We
up
do.
today.
2 months from yesterday, Tanner. I know First Federal's
Haven't
got a
even
team
touched
in
the
it.
club yet. I
Oh,
better get
you
out.
got 2 months to
I
get
know.
your swing in shape.
I know.
We'll be at Swan Lake Resort in Plymouth. We're over about 61 teams right
You
now.
guys always do a great
Set
job.
up there, and the Swan Lake people do a great job of accommodating us on both of their golf courses. And we try to get you around fairly quickly.
Oh, yeah. I
It's a
mean-
good fundraiser for us, and yeah, we're blessed to have people keep coming back. So we don't have a lot of room for new people because
Right.
the ones that play year after year
It's
come
an
back.
enjoyable event. You guys
And,
do a good job.
And then we do a Taste of Hope event. This year's August 14th. That will be at the Century Center in South Bend. Last couple of years, we've had about 700 people attend that event, and it's like 15 guest chefs come in and prepare their special food item. You can graze around, try them all. We have a little program, but it's also a fundraiser ahead of the new school year to be able to have what we need to serve the students that we'll be serving in the new year.
And I know we were talking before we got live on air. You also have a new program going on that you
Yeah.
partner with the fairs.
We do. Meat Hunger is the name of it, MEAT. And what we do, and we've been doing this in St. Joe County for the last several years, and we look to be doing this at Marshall County this year, at least with hogs, is to purchase animals at the fair from the 4-H member at the auction. In St. Joe County, we're called the turn buyer. So meaning that somebody that doesn't want to keep the animal, even though they bought it at the auction, they turn it to us.
Yep.
So we pay the turn price, they pay above that. And then we receive the meat eventually. Once it goes through the processing, we receive the pork, the beef, sometimes some lamb. But that meat is then used in our meals at Cultivate. And also we put it into 2-pound packages of hamburger and sausage for the pantries. So they can order that as well. So that is a separate kind of a fundraising effort to raise funds so that we can buy those animals at the fairs. And we have a full-time person now that's focused strictly on that. So if anybody's out there listening today that would like to make a donation to that effort, you can go to our website, cultivatefoodrescue.com, click the Donate Now button, and then just type in donation for Meat Hunger, and then we'll add that to our coffers, if you will, and be able to have that for the coming summer.
It's a very neat program.
That is a great idea too, because I'm sure there are people out there that financially want to support kids, but don't necessarily need it or have
Right.
a way of
Or quite know how
dealing
or
with it,
whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's and keeping that meat local to help local
Right.
people. I mean you're helping the 4-H member,
Right.
giving them maybe a little bit above market price for their project, so they make a little something, and then getting it processed and helping people right here at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
So, anything else, Todd, you want to discuss this morning?
But I would invite anybody that's ever up in like I said, we're based in South Bend, but we do reach into Elkhart and Marshall counties, and hopefully we'll get past that as well in other ways. But if you're up that way, I'd love to give you a tour. Because you can hear about this on the air or whatever, but until you see it in action, come in and volunteer for a couple hours.
Yeah.
You can put these meals together. We have an event right now actually going on called March Meal Madness. So we have 22 teams made up of anywhere from 10 to 20 people each, and we ask those people to go out and individually fundraise. For every dollar they fundraise, they get a point. For every meal they produce during their 90-minute session, they get a point.
Oh wow.
And the winning team, when we're all done, gets a chef-prepared meal at a place of their choosing by our chef,
Very
April
cool.
Howell. And so that's a nice fundraiser for us in this time of the year. We're hoping to raise at least $30,000 from that effort.
Is this the
And,
first year you've done that?
It's about the third year.
Third year, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's going on. So,
Interesting.
after the end of the fundraising year in December, sometimes things it's a little tough to. People aren't thinking about maybe donations as much, but that's the event that we instilled. It's got some excitement around the March Madness thing, and people. We have T-shirts and you can see it online as well on how that's going, and it's hopefully each year that'll grow as well. But come on up and check us out. We're at 1403 Prairie Avenue in South Bend, and we'd love to give you a tour and let you see it firsthand, all that goes on there.
And check out your website, Facebook page, all
Please.
that too.
Yeah, I appreciate the time, Tanner.
Yes, thank you, Todd, as
It's been great to
always,
be here.
and continue to keep up the great work.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
thank
right, and you can participate here in the trivia this morning. What Big Ten school has won the most men's Big Ten tournament championships? Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio State, or Michigan State?
Well, I always instantly come up with an answer, and I'm going to stick with it because I like this guy, Tom Izzo,
Tom Izzo?
from Michigan State.
I was going to say A or D, Wisconsin or Michigan State. That was mine, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Michigan State as well.
I know the answer.
It is Michigan State
Yeah.
with 6. Their last one being in 2019.
Okay.
Ohio State and Illinois have 4. Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan have 3. Technically, Michigan's in 1998 has got confiscated, but I'll give it to them. Purdue 2, and everybody else is 0 in the
Okay.
conference. So, it will close here. Kind of basketball themed show a little bit today with some words of wisdom from Mark Cuban, who's an Indiana grad. Leaders don't look backwards to condemn what has already been done. They look forward to create a better future.
Awesome. Todd, great work. Keep it up, and
Thanks, Randy.
congratulations. Tanner,
Very
thanks
much.
for coming in. We'll
Thanks,
talk to you
Randy.
next Saturday,
We'll
or
be
next
here.
Friday. Excuse me. That's going to do it for the First Federal program. Have a great Friday, everybody.